remember those days, those L's. I couldn't sleep right now. I get paid, vacay, I'm staying B-side. Breaking the blues over steak, I gotta eat right. You could be my peace sign. I don't need bad energy around me. I just need sun, you're so cloudy. I wake up good, you're so grouchy. Please get from around me. When the truth don't work, you start telling lies. Thought you were down to ride, you weren't down to ride. Caught switching, you were picking sides. Don't blink, caught slipping like a slip and slide. I was shooting dice till I got a nosebleed. Money on the floor, can't get cold feet. Took an L, should've put it in the offering. Lord, forgive me for my sins, don't know of me. Scary thoughts, I got scary thoughts. Lost control, now I'm taking charge. Breaking bills, friends breaking off. You could be the youngest, I'm the dawn. Kiss the ring, nah. In the scene like G.O.T. Stay awake, don't sleep.
Stay awake, don't sleep me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy, happy, happy day after Thanksgiving. This is the Midday Motivated. I am your host, J&J Video Reacts, aka Dawn, aka DJ. And I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday. I know I did. I know I did. Let's see here. Shout out to everybody that is a part of the J Crew. We inched up a notch. We now have 592 subscribers. Shout out to them. I love you guys. We are working our way up to that 1,000 mark. We did it over on TikTok, and we're trying to do it over here on YouTube. So keep on hitting that subscribe button. Keep sharing the video and letting everybody know that the J Crew is where it's at, baby. If I sound a little out of it, that's because I am. I mean, I feel good, don't get me wrong. But I'm just, I've got the wipeouts. It's the day after Thanksgiving. Everybody's probably still a little leftover food. Everybody's got a food hangover, right? Even vegan food can give you a food hangover. You can eat enough sauerkraut and mashed potatoes and, vegan stuffing to come out of your ears, right? So, yeah, I'm still coming off that. Shout out to Velvy. I was over on her stream this morning, and she had an awesome stream. She had everybody over there singing. And that was a good thing to wake up to this morning. So shout out to that awesome stream that Velvy had. And shout out to everybody that was over there this morning. Princess Sita, Sandra, Cash, I can't remember what it said, but I know those two names off the top of my head, but shout out to Velvy and her live stream. Go on TikTok and follow her. Velvy Ann Kelly, I think, is the name. VELVI. She has awesome streams, and she is well worth the tap on the screen. Okay, so go over there and do that. But yeah, it was fun. Everybody was over there singing this morning. So, today's topic, and I'm not going to be here long because I'm having a food hangover, is all about giving thanks and what we had going on yesterday. Everybody had their families, or they visited their families, or their families visited them. And it was amazing, In fact, I took like a 2-second. Let me see if I can't bring it in here. Let me see if I can. I hope you guys didn't eat too much. Did anybody go vegan this Thanksgiving and do any of the vegan dishes? If you want some good vegan recipes, check out Tabitha Brown on YouTube and Instagram. And also there's a awesome vegan that I found on TikTok called The Edgy Vegan. And she came up with a way to actually make a vegan turkey. It was amazing. Okay, let's see if I can pull that in. All right, it's loading. She teaches you how to make a seitan vegan turkey, which is absolutely, we haven't had it, but I can only imagine. She made it with jackfruit and she had all the trimmings and everything, and that thing legit looked like a real turkey. We actually played the video on here last week, or not last week. See, I'm food drunk. I'm leftover food drunk. But we played it a couple days ago, right before Thanksgiving. She actually showed you how to make a vegan turkey. That was crazy. Um, and it actually looked like one. Okay, so yeah, we did a little Thanksgiving shout out. Hold on. You can be my peace sign. Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Yeah, we see the red letters.
Save the turkeys! Look at Brock!
They're so crazy. Brooke is crazy. Shout out to my sister-in-law, Brooke. She is so funny. Shout out to my wonderful mother-in-law, Kathy Wozniak, and my stepfather-in-law, Kenny Wozniak. I love having Thanksgivings with them. We haven't had them in the past couple of years, initially because of the pandemic, and then just because of work schedules and things, it didn't permit it. But we were able to get together with them this year, and we really miss them. My lovely wife, Jem, was right next to me on the left, and yeah, that was fun. We had a good time yesterday. We drove up to Chincoteague, Virginia, and spent the day with them, or spent some time with them, and it was amazing. Shout out to my baby sis Liliana. Shout out to my daughter Dominique. Shout out to my sister Jasmine, and hopefully they had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I wasn't able to make it up to Baltimore to see them, but hopefully they had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys did too. Shout out to Vegan Knowledge JJ. I see you, baby girl. Shout out to Becca. Hi, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. I see you down there in the chat. But yeah, Velvy had an awesome stream. She had everybody on there singing this morning. It was cool. I did a little bit more. I did a little bit of the dreams again. Hopefully they won't get her for copyright. Some people sang original tunes. But yeah, I told her about singing it on there and they took it off for copyright. That was crazy. But yeah, that's funny. She um she got me in the mood to sing, so I relearned the words to River by Leon Bridges, and I think that song is absolutely amazing. And while I would love to go on TikTok live, I should do that. Maybe I'll sing it for you guys here now. Yeah, I think I will. She got me in a zone. All right, this is Velvy's fault. You have to get in her ass for it. I might not remember the words. All right, we got a treat on J&J video. I'm gonna do River for you guys. because we do have so much to be thankful for, and I'm thankful for this new day. I may have to cheat and look at the words. Been traveling these wide roads for so long. My heart's been full from you. 10,000 miles gone. Oh, I wanna come near, give you every part of me. But there's blood on my hands, and my lips aren't clean. In my darkness, I remember Mama's words reoccur to me. Surrender to the good Lord, and He'll wipe your slate clean. Take me to your river. I wanna go. I wanna go. Go on. Take me to your river. I wanna know. Tip me in your smooth water. Go in. A soul with many crimes. Come off for air. And my sins flow down the Jordan. I'm messing up the words right now, but it's alright, 'cause I know you're with me. And He'll wipe your slate clean. Take me to your river. I wanna go. I wanna go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Take me to your river. I wanna know. It's a cool song, man. That is an excellent song. That is a song that will get you in a zone, man. I mean, it's so deep, you know? And it's like, it's a song of forgiveness, a song of being grateful, that you're even here. And let's wash the slate clean and move forward. And that's what Thanksgiving to me is all about. It's about being grateful for the family that's around you. It's about being grateful for your life, about just being here. No expectations. If you don't have the car you want, you don't have the house you want, you don't have the person you want, it's not about that. It's about being whole and about being at peace on the inside, with absolutely nothing. If you can get there, then anything that is added into your life from that point on will be considered a blessing to you, and you won't take it for granted. Don't take people for granted. I think somebody's trying to come on, but I don't see you. Oh, there we go. Hello. I'll put the link in the chat as well, guys. Hi, baby. Uh-oh. I think we got an issue with the... Huh. Thanks, Karen. I appreciate you, honey. um, yeah, that song hits deep. That song hits deep for me. Hey, girl. Trying to get you guys in here. Come on, Restream. Hey, Velby.
Hey, baby, how are you?
This is your fault. Why'd you make me do
Why did I make you do it? You
that?
sounded so good.
Hey, I think I'm here. Hi, Velvy. Hi, Karen and Becca and everybody on the chat. Miss Karen from Karen and Thomas BSR. Thank you for joining us.
She was
Karen,
in a zone.
yeah.
Yes, you sound beautiful.
She put
Thank
me
you,
in a
honey.
zone.
You guys are amazing. And by the way, since Karen's here, take a second and go to Karen and Thomas BSR and subscribe. They have a wonderful channel over there. Karen Everett, you know, is Chantel Everett's mom from the family Chantel. And she peeks in here every now and then and says hi. And we follow each other on Instagram. So, you know, go over, follow her on Instagram, follow her YouTube channel. She gives you wonderful tips, especially nowadays with everything going on with the food shortages and stuff like that. She's got some wonderful tips on how to stay prepared. So go check it out. But
Also,
Velvy, I appreciate that this morning. That was fun. What
I
baby?
loved it. I loved her. I loved hearing everybody come up and do their little
That was
songs. That was
fun.
cool. I jumped on and listened for a while until I had to log off for work. I was thinking, when we talk about Thanksgiving and being thankful, if we could remember to do that every day, really, but even if
Yes,
we took one day a week, like thankful Thursdays, every Thursday of the whole year,
That's
because
good.
people get really
They take
empathetic
it for
and really
granted.
they're giving this time of year. And I know we all get in the holiday spirit, but if we could carry that throughout, just imagine that doesn't end, how much more improved our whole everybody's world would be if that were the case. Just to have that
yes,
thankful feeling every morning, every day,
Yeah.
even when you're not happy of what you do have.
exactly.
It starts with one person and then it just carries on from there. You know what I mean? Think about
Yes,
how we would be if a lot more people learn how to get to a place of peace. That's going to translate to the outside world and the world will be at peace. Right now, we got
yes,
enough going on with the earth as it is without us being toxic within it. So, you know, I was so proud yesterday when we were getting on the road to go see the fam. We stopped off at one of the convenience stores here. And it was so crazy because we were looking for the air pump to make sure the tires were where they needed to be. And it was all of a sudden it had been moved. And all you saw was Tesla stations, charging stations. And I thought, whoa, I said to Jen, you see that, right? Look at that. I'm sure wherever you guys are, you're seeing gas stations
yes,
slowly but surely transition over to this electric car model.
yes,
And that shows we are taking aggressive steps to help the planet heal itself
exactly.
because that's huge. You know, you're
Even
going to
some
see,
of the malls have them.
yeah, yeah, you're going to see those gas pumps disappear pretty soon. It's just like how
Hmm.
when these came on, you know what I mean? These got rid of a lot of things. You don't see photo mats anymore, Polaroid setups in the
No,
so many things happen when the iPhone GPSs.
You notice
You
too,
know,
a lot of stuff will sneak up on you because I tend to be like, it's like now when we look back, maybe we'll be sitting here, 10 years from now on this, stream. It'll probably be televised on like national TV by then, I'm sure. But let's say we're sitting here and we're like, yeah, remember we saw those little things start cropping up here and there. That's how it happened. Like payphones, you saw less and less of them. All of a sudden, there is no payphone because there's no need for it to
no,
stop and look at your pager and run to the payphone. It
right.
was just obsolete. But I took forever to get from VCR tapes to DVDs. For some reason, it just was. I couldn't get my head around it, and it was like until there became a point where it's like, okay, we're not selling these anymore. Like, get with it, Jen. Same with the little
Right.
cassette tapes, like it's like now this is happening right in front of my eyes with the electric cars, it's like a couple here and there, it'll get more and more popular. Next thing you'll be seeing like because what was it? The air pump. You just said we went
Yeah.
to look for an air pump, and I'm seeing charging stations every
Yeah.
time now. A whole row of them at where we were. It was crazy.
Well, I
Next
just
thing you know,
remember the cassette tapes. I had a hard time giving them up. And yesterday really reminded me of that because Kasem Katie or something would have 100 countdown. The
Casey
songs of the
Kasem.
yeah, that's it. And 100 songs, and we'd be taping them.
And you make your own mixtapes, right?
Yes, but we'd be
Yeah, we
taping them
all
while
did. What's
mom
your
was
favorite?
cooking the turkey and stuff. We'd be
Yeah.
outside with that cassette tape, taping that 100 countdown.
Nice. Getting your favorites on tape so you could play them over and over again without having to pay
Yes.
for them. I remember that. I remember one year making a tape for my grandmom, and I had one of my Christmas presents was this. You remember the high-speed dubbing?
Yeah.
And you could duplicate the tapes. And so I would get to a point where I would start making these mixtapes where I would speak for a portion of it and lead into a song and then come back out. They used to have records like that when I was in grade school. It's like, why did you do that again? And then the song would pick up where
You left
what
off.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And I would make those mixtapes for her, but she really enjoyed them. Shout out to my grandma. But yeah, it's about just not being in the moment and not letting these things pass you by without giving thanks for being here, because we could not be here and see any of these changes that are happening,
Yeah,
especially
true.
Gen X has seen more change than any other generation I think there is,
Yes.
and the millennials are going to see so much more. But Gen X, just in our time, we have seen so much. Like, we're coming from the 60s on up through now. A lot of us are younger than we've ever been because, 50 now is like the new, really 35, really, when you think about it. 50 is
Yeah.
like the new 30. We gone back 20. We took it back 20. It's not the new 40, it's the new 30. And so on and so forth. So it's like, you gotta cherish these moments, and remember that it's going to be gone like that. Before you know it, we're not even going to be using these anymore. We're just going to be able
Nope.
to think shit. We ain't even going to need a device. It's getting smaller and smaller. It's not attached to anything. Hello. Those guys, we're going to be able to harness them, and then we ain't going to even need a device. Okay? Those cars are going to be elevating and flying around pretty soon. Okay?
Yes.
It's coming. We are coming into the Jetsons, guys.
Yeah, we are.
Man.
I don't know that I'll see that in our whole lifetime, but we're seeing the beginning,
Stages.
the beginning stages of it for sure. This is how you're gonna see the timeline of it happening, right? Like it's like, oh man, you're right. We have seen so many things. Like sometimes I feel so old when I talk to someone in those early, like this one, like some of the younger kids, and you're like, you say something like that, like cassette tape. It's like I'm talking about one of those rotary phones or something. Like we even saw the end of those,
Becca, the name of that song is River. It's by Leon Bridges. It's called River.
River.
Yeah, by Leon Bridges.
How you
That was
doing
a
today,
pretty.
Becca? Thanks for joining us. And Jesse, if you're somewhere in there. Not able to
Jesse, shout
comment.
out to everybody. Jesse and all those guys. Jen, I hope they had an awesome Thanksgiving.
Janetta, if you're here.
Velvy, what'd you do for Thanksgiving?
Nothing. I
No?
enjoyed it
Oh,
with
that's
my
right.
husband, just laying around watching TV.
You know what? That's what we did for the first whole part of our day yesterday. Because Jen works so hard. She's, works from home. So she slept in, and we were supposed to be at dinner probably about 4. We didn't even leave the house until 4. We just laid around. And I
Good.
watched,
I never
I got
do
into
that.
some
I was like,
Joan
my body
Crawford
was just
stuff.
exhausted yesterday. I had so much work I wanted to get done on some stuff I needed to catch up on. I had all these ideas and none of it happened.
But you
That's
need that.
what
You
my
need that
husband
time.
said, but the whole thing is everybody needs to slow down.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
The world is too fast. It's not worth it. It's killing people.
Yeah.
Mhm. Just
Take a
as much
break.
as we need to, we always talk about that, as much as we need to feed good stuff to our body, nutrients, we need to feed our mind and pay
Yes.
attention to ourselves for
That's what
sure.
these streams are about, feeding our
Mhm.
mind and giving our mind what it needs.
Well, that
People,
I've been listening to those things that you gave me ever since you gave them to me. They're great.
Doxy meditations,
Yes, it's a
you've been
lot
sleeping
like
with them?
that acoustic brain research tape that I was
Yeah.
telling you about.
Yeah. With the whales.
Yes,
Did you sleep with it?
yes, I did.
Yeah. Do you have any
Makes you feel
favorite sleep
better in the morning as you're
it
refreshed.
it does, right? And especially if
Yeah.
you do it for a few weeks, it just gets to be something that you don't have to scratch and work for as hard. It's
It's
almost just,
only been 2 or 3 days, but I like them.
yeah,
It does help me sleep.
that's good. He's got a good voice for it too.
Mm,
You
Yep.
know, I used to always sleep with the TV on, right? You know that it
mhm.
was like a thing because sometimes I'd wake up in the middle of the night and I have to focus my mind on something else, so I don't sit there and start thinking about what I should get up and do and everything, or what I didn't do, or what I did,
Yeah,
or work or
yeah,
whatever. So I was like, sometimes if the TV's on, it's easier for me to just focus in on that show and then eventually I'll just go to sleep. However, I did notice since not only listening, like you said, listening either Power of Now or the Doxy, I want to say the Cheesy because that's what I used to call it. It was my own little name for it. I'd be like, get those the cheesy, what do I call the cheesy mechanisms or something.
Yeah, right.
It
Yeah,
was like something to do with that, but I have
yeah,
my own names for stuff now that I've turned 40. And so it was like all of a sudden though that's why I feel like I was so tired yesterday and not refreshed because I've been turning the TV completely off with no sound or listening to like positive things at, the affirmations and the either that or the silence. It seemed like I wake up way more refreshed and even better, like you said, you're just in a calmer spirit when you hear all that good stuff coming in,
yeah.
yeah.
to your brain. And it's like it's weird, but I thought, wow, I didn't realize I wasn't sleeping that good because of the TV and hearing all that stuff. Like I had 60 days in binge on all night. No wonder I woke up a little bit like aggravated, like I was in some kind of prison or something.
Exactly.
I've been running from the guards all night, for all I know, if I got into the show and the dreams.
Ooh,
I'm like, no wonder I
I'm
felt so
very
tired,
careful
couldn't
not to
catch
leave
up.
that on because I'm like, you know what? I'm not manifesting that back. I did it for 30 days once, and that was enough. And I can't believe I'm coming up on almost, what was that? That was 2007. So you figure 17 had been 10 years, 15 years ago already. But yeah, they locked
Wow.
me up for driving on a suspended license. I had, imagine my surprise when the officer handcuffed me. I'm thinking I'm getting pulled over for a routine traffic stop, and I didn't realize my license was suspended. Well,
Guilty.
I had a bad hat. I loved driving so much, and I think that's part of the reason why the universe kind of not struck me blind so much in the fact of facetiously, but in an effort, to your point, to slow my ass down because
Yep.
I would do some dumb shit. So now I can't drive. And
Yeah.
it's like, do you need to drive that bad that, listen, take care of your tickets or whatever it was. It might have been a speeding ticket or two. but I would let it go and then I would pay it. That, but the thing was, I had gotten stopped on a suspended license probably about altogether over the course of a few years, about 7 or 8 times.
Me too.
So this last judge was like, bitch, you're going to jail this time. Okay, we're not going to be lenient with you. You need to go sit down somewhere. Your
Yeah.
license is not good. So I took it as an adventure, like a lot of these people do on 60 Days. I think I could go on that show and ace that, because if you go in there, it's not like, the movies. It is, but it's not. You actually get to know people and realize that they're people just like you are. And sometimes people get in there and they didn't necessarily want to be in there. Good people do bad shit sometimes. And when you go in there, you legit become a part of a completely different world. And I was talking about this Wednesday before we went off, or was it? Yeah, it was Wednesday. How your essence, your inner core, your body is almost like a jail, and your essence, when your body drops away, your essence will be out there in the ether. You know what I mean? And you'll be released, you'll be free. So that innate fear of death that we all, a lot of us carry around, we can look at it in a different way. You will be released. It's almost like graduating. It's not a bad thing, even though it does suck that we're not going to have our loved ones anymore. But that's again leading back to giving thanks. If you want to enjoy them while they're here. Enjoy them now in the moment, because when they're no longer walking this earth physically, yeah, they'll still be with you spiritually. But if there's things that you want to say to them, say it now. What are you waiting for? You know, it's it only lasts 5 minutes. It only lasts 5 minutes. Life is not that long that we have the luxury to just continuously waste time and not do the things that count, and tell those that we love them, and show with our actions that we love them. Don't just say it. Don't just be about the words, be about the actions, because the actions are what get things done. And that comes from your thoughts, and you got to keep your mind right in order to do that. If little things like listening to doxy meditations was enough for me to change my trajectory mentally, then hopefully it'll be good enough to help somebody else. And when that don't work, do something else, damn it. Keep it moving.
Definitely. I think that is so like powerful to, like you said, get right with yourself so that you can appreciate and enjoy others and have them enjoy you as
You
well.
have
Because,
to. If
we
you're
talk
not right
about
with
that
yourself,
vibe.
you're not gonna be right with anybody else.
Exactly. The sometimes stopping in a heat of something that's either bothering you, or if you're feeling anxious about something, or you're feeling like things aren't going right, that act at like little assignment you can give yourself, or that little task, just to stop what you're doing, and just, even if you have to write it down, sometimes it makes it more, it resonates better. But write down 5 things you're thankful for. And
I tell
that,
you what,
if you're
having your
thinking
freedom
about another
strip,
person that made you upset, even like if you
yeah,
stop and think about 5 things in that person that you're thankful for, it helps you to really bring it from a place of, like, this is how you made me feel, and not project out something on the other person saying you did this or you did that. I
right.
think that is what those messages help you do, because when you wake up feeling like you're putting positive stuff in, when you feel positive, you can help other people feel positive just by your vibe. You can't change them, but just literally that aura around you will change it. you know
Yeah.
you can
I'm
come
trying to
on.
come up. I'm trying to come up with a new acronym for PTSD. I'm like, I think the first word could be positive, right? Positive training subliminally something. I don't know, but I want to come up with a new acronym for PTSD, because it can be beat. It can be beat. It can be cured. It can be managed, let's put it that way. And if you do it long enough and work on yourself long enough, you can weed that out, just like an old weed in the garden. Because PTSD is no joke. It debilitates people. It keeps people locked in a mental prison. And it's not funny. If you've survived something and you think the survival, once you've done that, it's over, but it's not, because then you've got the memories of it and you've got to deal with that. And it's like, how do I move forward when I'm stuck still thinking about this? There are things that happen to all of us in our lives that we could claim that we have PTSD over. But the bottom line is, if you don't learn how to weed that out and feel it and then let it go and move forward, you're never going to accomplish what you want to in life, you
I
know?
would even venture to say that almost everything that goes on with us, whether it's from a little thought, a little bit of anxiousness, or uh, like a really huge thing that you remember in your life, it doesn't even matter. I would venture to say that all of it is PTSD if it's not something you're born with. Most
Yeah.
of our things that end up hurting our feelings or upsetting us or something we take the wrong way all has to do with something in those files that has made you feel a certain way when maybe you were a lot younger, maybe it was last week. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter. Everything that is happening, if it's not something that's happening right now to you in that moment and it's something you're thinking about or you're obsessing over or upset about or anxious about, it's because you're making up some type of story based on something that's happened to you before or something you've heard has happened to somebody else, or you know what I mean. And we really, that's what you're teaching me with these, is to ground myself and realize, okay, what is happening in this moment,
You
and
know what?
where am
Remember what I was watching yesterday? I came across Mommy Dearest. Remember that movie? Um, and I watched a Larry King interview with Christina Crawford. That woman, Joan Crawford messed that woman up because she is no longer married. She doesn't have any children because of the PTSD that she suffers with behind the abuse that she suffered at the hands of Joan Crawford. And I thought, wow, talk about PTSD. That literally kept her from having her own children, kept her from moving forward, it kept her from being able to have a successful relationship pretty much with anybody. And writing that book for her was therapy.
yeah.
Writing that book was therapy for her. It helped her move on to air all those things out that happened to her. And if you look at the movie, at the way that it ends, when the son, well, Joan Crawford disinherited her kids. She didn't leave him anything, no money, nothing. And I guess that was her last hurrah. And the son looks over at her picture and he says, "Damn, she has the last word again." But then Christina says, "Does she? Does she?" And it's funny because you're sitting there and realizing, if she really did say that, this movie was Christina having the last word and putting out what Joan did to her and those other children. They didn't show in the movie she had 5 kids, not just those two. And she abused all of them. And the son was even worse. And in the movie, they didn't show her abuse him at all. Well, and she also said that the movie is, don't take the movie at face value because a lot of the stuff is off in the movie. But the wire hanger scene, dude, that's a crazy scene, man. And she would beat her with hangers. So it's like, it's get over it. No, you can't just get over it. It's not that easy to just get over something that is so deeply rooted into you. And when it's deeply rooted like that, it's in the subconscious. That's why you have to take steps to clean your subconscious out. You can't just listen to self-help books while you're awake and think that that's going to do the trick for you. You got to get deep. Got to go deep in the core and get to that subconscious in order to start to get rid of the PTSD. You have to replace it with, hey, I got to move forward. That's in the past. Whatever happened, happened. You can't go back. You can't turn a clock back. You can't change it. But you also don't have a time machine where you can move forward quickly either. You are in the now. You're stuck in the now. So you might as well make that now worth it.
That's something that that just rang a bell with me when you were talking about how she wrote that book and it was therapeutic for her. And
Yes.
sometimes you don't feel like, or you can't necessarily bring yourself to talk to someone, let's just say. That is a really great thing to do, even if you're just typing a text message to yourself, let's just say, to get your thoughts out. Just get them written down or write it down on paper, or if you're on any type of Facebook groups, anything like that that you feel safe in, like closed groups that aren't going to post on your main page, post in there. If you don't feel comfortable coming online and talking, message, Dawn, even what do you normally say on Instagram and things? Like if there's stuff that you want to, it really does help. And I'm the biggest, quietest, suffer in silence kind of person there is. Dawn can tell you. But lately,
I
over
have to
this
force it
past
out of
5
her.
months of just really getting into my thoughts and talking things out and being more open, I feel so much better. It's almost like you can't get past something until you get it out there, whether it's to one person, whether it's on here, if you want to come on and try to say, and then my thing is, I might be able to help somebody else by putting it out there in the open, by making myself vulnerable. I'm letting someone else know you're not the only one that feels that way. And in that way, it helps me know that I might be helping somebody else by saying, hey, you can
That's
get
what
past
this
that.
stream is for. That's what this
It's
stream is
perfect.
for. It
That's
has
why.
helped me so much and it's helped you. And I think it really helps anybody that comes on here and listens to it. Velvy, I don't know if you get something out of it, but I hope you do. But
Thank you for
it's just
sharing the other day, Velvy. It was very,
that was deep
it was
about your
deep.
daughter. That was amazing just to listen to you and see how far you've come through. And I'm actually saying prayers for her, that one day you get that phone call that you want that's a good phone call.
Yes. She actually texted me yesterday, told me happy Thanksgiving.
Did she really? That's
Yes.
cool.
So
So I
that
guess
was cool to
that
hear
means
from her.
yeah, she's still all right. She's still out here. She's still in the world,
Yes. Yes.
And as long as she is, there's hope that
There's
things can
hope.
turn around.
There's
There's
hope.
hope. Yep. I truly believe it will. I feel in my core it's going to turn around. I really do.
Yeah, I do.
Um, she'll have enough, and she'll be back, and
Yeah,
she'll be ready to heal. But she's got to do it when she's ready.
you're
Unfortunately,
correct.
that's the only way it's going to work. She's got to make the decision. She can't be forced into it. That's how we
Nope.
all are. You
Yes.
know. When I was ready to quit smoke, I'm sitting in a cloud of smoke. I'm like, okay, that's enough. That's enough. I can't even breathe this in anymore. I can't do it. And I never looked back. I had to be ready. It couldn't be somebody, a Nicorette patch or
No.
somebody telling me you need to quit smoking because if it was bad for me, I didn't care because it was satisfying and needed that moment. I had
Yeah.
to I had to get rid of that need that it was satisfying. I had to go to the root cause, like they say, diabetes, kidney disease. You got to get rid of the diabetes to get rid of the kidney disease. You got to go to the root
Mhm.
cause. You can't treat symptoms. You have to go to the root
Correct.
cause.
Going deeper than that, going to the root cause of why you're picking up the cigarette in the first place. Most of us are picking
Exactly.
it up because two things: it's habit, and it's also a way of coping with stress and anxiety. Most of
Right.
Yeah.
the time, that's why it's so like, oh, I need to go smoke if I'm at work, right? That's the thing. You're getting to a point where it's like, okay, I mean, the addiction of the nicotine obviously is there, so you're going to have something physical, but they say like after about 3 days of clearing out, that really is what's gone. The rest is just habit.
Yes.
So it's the same with
Exactly.
these thoughts, and every time you can get stronger about, of reducing your stress and anxiety or resting more, listening to affirmations, everything you're doing is adding in there. And it's like hearing that every day on the stream gives us a constant reminder. Like sometimes you might be like, oh, I'm feeling better. I don't need to do that. But it's just like not taking your medication for a day or something, like
Right.
do have to focus on your mind each and every day is what you've taught me by consistently doing that. Like in the morning, you consistently listen to the motivational, stuff before you're working out, even while you're working out. You're listening to those affirmations overnight, the doxy,
I
and
inundate myself with it. I
it's
have
like, why
to.
not? We inundate ourselves with the crap, like
Right.
we inundate ourselves with looking at and hearing things, and everybody else
You
inundates us with
control that.
things that are
Shut the
going on.
TV off. Get off
Mhm.
social media, shut the TV off, and inundate yourself with the positivity. Just like you're taking in the bad stuff, you can control that. Take in the good stuff because the bad stuff's going to come whether you want it to or not. As soon as you step outside that door, you might see or hear something that you had no
Mhm.
control over that happening. So, but if once you come inside those walls and you inundate yourself with the good stuff, that counteracts that. You
You know
got to
what
give
that
yourself the good
Yes,
stuff.
I was
you're
thinking
right.
about this on social media. Like, you ever go, like we were talking about, when you go on a different website, even, or what you focus on. Like, if you go to a certain friend's page all the time, you're going to see her post more. If you go to looking up stuff about, I don't know, anything at all, like, oh, I want to look up bottled water, next thing you know, you're going to get a bunch of ads and things on bottled water. If you look up the hashtag healthy, or you look at a lot of, like for me, vegan pages, oh, my whole news feed is mostly that type of stuff. It's the same, I feel like, in life. Like our whole life is like, let's say we're a social media, So if you're putting good stuff in there, you're going to get more of that good stuff. It's going to automatically give it to you. People are going to end up being calmer and nicer to you because you're in a good zone and opening up. Just
Correct.
like Belvy this morning, allowing other people to put their, have their couple of minutes to show off their talent and come up there. That gift that you gave them is going to come back to you in some way. It was fulfilling for you to allow them to,
Oh,
be
yes,
able to come on and have their moment because they might have been feeling lonely this morning. That stream
exactly.
you do, this stream that you do, Dawn, it's so important because it gives people a place to feel like they belong and that they can be
It's a safe
vulnerable, and that's what
space.
it's for. We want you to come here, whether it's talking and having fun or getting things out. It's like giving that space is just the biggest, thing. I know I went through 5 different things all at once, but I'm just
Well,
thankful.
hey, that's
I have too
But
much
I
that's
going
what it's
on.
all
understood it.
Yeah, I was all over the place, right? My brain just goes from one thing to the other. It started by what you give off, you get back. That was a different stream, and then I went right into having a space for people just to know that they can come to. I don't know, but anyway.
But that's what it's all about, though. That's what it's all about. And the cool thing is, you can shuffle through those thoughts, and nobody's going to beat you up for it. I get on here, and half the time, if I'm not ready, you'll see me. I'll jump on and I'll jump up. But you know what? If you're going to judge me based on that, who out here is perfect? You know what I mean? Who out here
You
is
shall
perfect?
not judge.
That's right. We don't have the right to judge. None of us created the other one. Yeah, you may have picked it
Correct.
out, but technically, that person that came out of your loins was created by God. You were just the
Correct.
carrier. Okay, so if they weren't supposed to be here, if it wasn't supposed you having them, somebody else would have had them.
Mhm.
Everybody that's here is supposed to be here. So, I love giving thanks for everybody that comes in this stream. I don't care if it's one person or two people, it
Mhm.
switches out. It's one or two people, and it's different almost every day. And I love that because it's like different people come in, and
Rotating.
yeah, you know, and I love that because you get to interact with different people every day. And if
Love
you
it.
can change a life just by your story, and you had a similar situation and you helped yourself, and what you did helps them, that's what this is. That's what this is for. Then it's well worth it.
Yes,
You
you're
You
know.
just
correct.
never know how you can do one little thing, one little act of kindness, and change somebody's whole day, even if it means something. It's not always even about money, but say you go in and you're getting rung up by the cashier and you're like, hey, you know what? I really, I like that shirt, or I like that pin that you're wearing. Is that something that you wear for someone else, like if it's, for charity or whatever the case is. That's really cool that, thank you for ringing me up so fast. I know you're busy. I really appreciate that. I've got to get to work. Like any one little thing that you can say to someone could change the whole trajectory of their day, even if you're just
Yes.
commenting something nice on their, post. It might not seem like much to you to take that second, but that could really mean a lot to someone else, I think, too. And that's why I
Definitely.
love this kind of space where everybody is free to like be able to express themselves and not feel bad for it, or to feel good about, that we're all human and we're all going through stuff. Like you said, no one's
Yes.
perfect. I mean, I'm perfect, but nobody else is. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
think so.
I wish. Sometimes I
Uh,
think I'm right? Becca, real quick, I just want to read the comments here. I think this one says, "Ladies, I gotta get the little one down for a nap, but I'll definitely watch the rest of this later. Good podcast today, Dawn. I love it. Keep being awesome. Have a good day, ladies. Thank you
Thank you,
for
darling. I'm
coming."
actually about to cut out if you guys are cool, unless you have something else that you want to say. I just wanted to come on and give thanks to Mama Bear and Brooke and Kenny and them, and just kind of come, say that it's worth giving thanks, and see if anybody wanted to come on and say anything. But yeah, I'm pretty much tapped out. I'm still having that food hangover.
Say we all want to get back to the refrigerator. That's what it is, right?
yeah, leftovers.
Yep.
Bobby, I'm so glad that we met you. I felt like, I was looking at something I've been watching for 10 years this morning it's kind of like when you're on live and on, when I hear you talking sometimes, I'm like, oh, wait, I think that's Velby. I'm going to jump on and listen while I get myself all situated for work. It's a fun show, so I'm glad we met you. I don't know how you found her, Dawn, but good job.
That was
Well,
the universe. That was the universe.
universe, exactly.
It
Well, it
was
was
always
very
supposed to
nice to
happen.
have met y'all too.
Yeah, you too,
And one
girl.
day my voice will come back.
I was losing mine yesterday. That
But
was
I can't,
wild.
I still can't sing when it comes back.
Right, yeah, me either. That's what I said on there today. She had everybody coming up to sing. I was like, I don't want your live to end, so I'm not gonna bless you with my nice voice. Rap got reloaded. Happy Thanksgiving. He said
Happy
happy belated
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Thanks
Whoa.
for joining. Rap God Reloaded.
Shout out to you, RGR. Thanks you did. Thank you for stopping through. We're getting ready to end here in a few minutes, but thank you so much for stopping through, and I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving. Shout
Yes, I
out
had
to
so much fun.
Karen
Thanks,
Everett
family.
for blessing us with her presence in the chat. Shout out to Becca. Shout out to Velvy for coming up here. Shout out to Vegan Knowledge for taking a break from work and jumping on here with us. I appreciate all of you so much. And I'm making sure I let you know every chance I get.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate you
Thank
being on
you.
here.
All right.
All
You
right,
guys have
enjoy
an
your
awesome day.
evening.
I will
I'm
be
gonna
back on
go.
here Monday at 12:30.
Oh
All right.
yes, we will
Good
see
We'll
you
do it
weekend.
then.
all again
Oh,
Monday
we'll see
through
y'all
Friday.
meatless Monday.